Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to film let's get ready with me, a fall look kind of like a thing. Let's get on with that. So always when I start to prepare for my makeup look, it will be like glasses off and the makeup on. And today I don't know what to pick up from my makeup stash. As you know that my stash is kind of a bit messy and I just don't know what to do sometimes. But we will do a dewier look, maybe? No, we'll do a natural finish look with like a darker lip and then maybe a lighter eye look. And as always, I'll be linking everything that I use down below so that you can just see what I use. So let's get started. So to start with, I will prime every time. I haven't been using my e.l.f. primer because I just feel like this hydrating primer does the best job of holding in foundation under the mask. So I'll be using the Fenty Hydrating Primer and I would give it a good squirt. And remember to wash your face and remember to wash your hands before you do any makeup. So I think the hydrating primer is the best primer out of the three primers that I've tried from Fenty. The original one is really great, but I just think that this one it gives a bit more hydration boost to my skin, and I can feel the difference between not using this and using this. It's my face feels a bit more glowy. I'm a bit more oily when I use it, but because it's a hydrating primer, so what do you expect? And then I will be highlighting my face before putting on a primer. I'll be using the Beauty Wand from Charlotte Tilbury, which is very messy. Let's slightly wipe this. I just forget to close this thing one time and then it just squirts everywhere. So you turn and twist. Usually you just dab onto the skin, but these days what I would do is just press a bit out and then I would just dab off some of the product to my back of the hand, and then you lock this back, lock it, and it's very messy. And then you lock the cap, and then there's some on the hand, and then I will just use a foundation brush, and then I will be patting this on using the brush so that it disperse the product evenly and lightly to the skin. So this is a really great way to get a bit more shine to the skin and without it being too much. The point being is sometimes it just feel like doing autumn times, doing fall, skin just doesn't glow as much, or it's not as glowy as I wish it to be. So a bit more extra boost under the foundation is great. And we'll be using the Born This Way to zhuzh up the face, just to cover up some of the redness, to even out the skin. I'm using the shade Natural Beige, which I think if you watch me for a few times you know that this is my favorite foundation today. And you might ask that, oh, I thought you liked the natural beige and not the matte version a bit more. Well, everyday wear, that one is a bit more long lasting. It feels really nice with that foundation, I have to say. But this one just is a bit more glowy. It's a bit more just very hydrating and it smooths out the skin really well. This is a foundation that you use when you need ultimate coverage, when you need your skin but better, but nothing on the skin will be seen. Like it's just very full coverage without giving you that very blank canvas look. Sometimes the Huda Beauty one, I love it. Like I love it. But it's a bit much sometimes. It feels it feels a lot with that foundation. But this just doesn't feel too much. And one pump is always like very much enough. So we'll be using the Born This Way concealer in the shade light beige to highlight the face, to give it a bit more dimension. I just like this concealer as a whole because I like it a bit more than the Tarte one because it's a bit creamier, it's a bit more hydrating, it's very much more forgiving when you have like very much drier skin type. And you might disagree with me because you might have like oilier skin that you just want a concealer that so-called lasts on your skin. I don't want to use the word so-called, but that you think that it lasts better on the skin. But this one, it lasts very great on the skin as well, and it's very, you can see that it gives you quite a lot of coverage when you use it. And then after like we have like everything on, we will set our face using the Fenty powder. It's like I think this is like the best powder, high-end powder, along with the Too Faced powder. Like you might just think that I'm obsessed with Too Faced product, and like I won't lie, I am obsessed with them. But when you have like great experience with like the product that you try and they just work on you, you just like it. Things just you're more willing to try product when you have like a great first impression with their product. When you don't have it, then you just tend to be like, nah, I don't want it. I like Tarte, they don't really launch bad products. It's just that I don't know, at the time it was like the like Shape Tape launch, and I was like, how you launching? Like face is set. Now we will be heading to blushing, highlighting, and bronzing our face. I've just bought the trio set from Tarte. As we just said, I have like questions. Should I buy Tarte? But the trio set looks very attractive, and they have like blush, very thin tones of blush, highlighters. I don't think they have bronzer. I don't think they have bronzer. Maybe? No, I don't think. Like they have like highlighters and blush. So basically you just have like a bunch of like face products to use, and I just love kind of like having like face product to use. I just like buying face product. But this one looks to be the closest to a bronzer. This is the shade called Sugar Spice, and it's a very reddish, cool kind of like a bronzer. It has 2.2 grams of product on each layer, and it costs $35 US dollars for all 9 pans, which is quite which it's not really that expensive. If you look into like some of the more popular bronzer or the bronzers that I use, they are around like the 10 gram, like 8 to 10 gram range. I remember, if I remember correctly, the Too Faced chocolate Soleil bronzer, it's 8 grams. I think, yeah, 8 grams with their new packaging, and it's around $20 ish, and this is $35, and you are getting double the amount of products, because you have 9 pens and each of them are 2.2, so it equates to 19.8 grams of products, which is quite a significant amount considering like the price, and you get to use a lot of like different colors. And because this is kind of like a fall look that I'm trying to do, I'll be using a blush that's more muted. So this is more a muted shade. This is the blush called I'm Into You. Not I'm Into You, but Into You. So this is very powdery, this one. And then usually when I just put on some blush, I just blend this out. You can use any brush to blend this out, but I'm using the bronzer brush to just make the two like mesh a bit better. And then for the highlight, I'll be using the Gold Stack, and it'll be the shade Let It Glow. So this is a champagne shade. Okay, this is a champagne shade. I'll be using like a big fluffy brush, big eyeshadow fluffy brush, and then just highlight the cheeks to emphasize a bit more glow on there. And put this around like the chin, slightly around the chin, around the nose, just a bit on the bridge, and then just usually I would highlight here and then here as well. So this is the part where the forehead like is the most protrude for me, and I think that's the way how you highlight. Like, don't at me about that. That's just a guess. Before we head into like doing the eyes and prime the eyes, I'll be using the Too Faced eyeshadow primer to prime the brows. I think like after I start priming my brows, I think that my brows looks a bit better. It stays put a bit better than not having like a brow primer. You don't need like a specific brow primer, but you want something that grips and grabs onto color makeup. So I'm using that because I was introduced to using that through like going to like the Too Faced shop in Hong Kong, and they say you can try that and it works. I think my brows do stay put a bit better with a brow like with the Shadow Insurance primer to my brows, and it definitely looks better than before, in my humble opinion. And since we're using like the Shadow Insurance primer for the brows, why not use it on the eyes? I remember not enjoying it, but well, like, let's get down to the memory lane of not liking it. The thing is, the primer just kind of like picks up the foundation, so it's not like you can put it over and then you have to really pack. So like this kind of primer, you really need to prime your eyes before going in with your foundation, or you just have to use like a bigger brush. Yeah, I think the bigger brush just does help with that a bit. And I just like to use bigger brush to do all the stuff. Like I just use one single foundation brush for like highlighting, foundation primer, eye primer, face primer, contouring, and then highlighting. Everything I just use one brush every time I do my makeup. But some people like separating everything for everything and then makes a chaos out of that. Like if you don't have enough brush, don't worry, you just need one brush from the lightest to the darkest, and then from the least shimmery stuff to the most shimmery stuff. I didn't do that, but it was fine. So I think the Jackie Aina palette, it's the most suitable thing for like winter and going into winter and autumn times, because her palette is just for fun and I like really like the colors. So to start off with, I'll be using the color Ginger. So I will be using a fluffy brush and then just knock off some of the excess. And then just blend the crease out. I just think watching American politics is one of the most interesting thing ever. It's like everyone is talking about it. Every country is like staring at like Americans like president election. Like it's the most powerful country in the world, and there's a reason why that everyone is like looking into like the election, because like the president that you guys choose, it just impacts people. It just impacts everyone's life. It just changed the way the world works. And it's great that you guys get to have like an election. It's like not everyone has the luxury of having like an election. Just remember that I said that. It's like having a chance to choose and you don't do anything. It's having a chance to choose and then you just don't do anything about that, that's not really great. It's like whenever you have a chance to choose, make your choice. Just don't regret your choice. When you're given a chance, do use your chance. Do vote. I just use the color Edge for my outer corners to just give it a bit more warmth, a bit more punch to it. And then I just really gravitate towards green, and I will be using the color Sponsor and Dollars. So what I would do is I would just pack Sponsor on the center lid area. I always forget how beautiful this like eyeshadow is. It's like I'm barely using this. Okay, the reason why I'm barely using this is a limited eyeshadow palette. So when you finish this, it be gone. So, and then for the highlighting part, I'll be using dollars on the inner corner to create like a bit of like ombre effect. And I just think that American election years, or like president election year, it's like very entertaining for everyone else in the world. It's like who's doing that, and then the debate, everyone just like participate this. Everyone just anticipate. Everyone just give their thoughts. And I just feel like everyone is these days are very emotional about like who they pick. Even the people who aren't in, who doesn't have the ability to cast the vote within the system, they are very vocal about who should win and who shouldn't win. And I'm like, I don't like you guys are just so emotional about that. I don't mean by people who live in America being emotional. What I mean by is that people who aren't in America, they are like very much emotionally attached to what's happening there. So I just use credit for the outer corner to further deepen up the look, and then I just use dollars on the inner corner of the under bit of the eyes, just to make the eyes pop out a bit. And I just put a bit more of that credit color on the outer corner of the eyes, because sometimes just slightly deepening out the under corner of the outer corner of the eye just slightly brings out that round, bigger eye look. So pretty much not very fall-ish, but I promise that this is like a fall look. Like, what do you think like makes up a fall look? I'll be using the Damn Girl Mascara for my eyes. I think that fall look, what makes and breaks a fall look isn't the eye look, it's about the lips. When it's fall, I just think of like having crazy color lips, having like very much dark lips, very muted eye look, not like nude eyeshadow, as in like the colors are less, not unvibrant, but just they're just a bit more dark. They have a bit more depth to the colors. I just like lashes a bit more, because it's not really that dramatic. I don't have really big lash. I have like fine, like okay. I have like okay lash that they just curl up naturally, but they're not like whoof. They're just very much hiding underneath. I just think that a dark lip look would be great, and I just bought a bit of lip liner and a bit more of like lipsticks, like liquid lips, which I'm just like having like a crave for a lot of lipstick lately. I'm not craving for eyeshadows all that much, but I just think that lipstick, they just make or break the look for this time around. Oh my god, you horrible, horrible child. So I just bought this lip liner from Essence, and it's very inexpensive. And I have like 2 more colors. I think this is for red lip. Maybe I should go for a darker lip. I don't know. I'll just line my lips using this. It looks a bit ridiculous, but who cares? I don't know when I will post this like video, so like the election might have been like done. It might be yet to be there. I don't really know, but well, if you haven't voted, please vote. If you like, if the election is done, I'm like, whoever is in there, like, do your job. Do your job. I'll be using a Maybelline Liquid Matte. I said a dark lip, but this color, sultry. So this is the shade number 70. It's called Amazonian. I got this half off. So I just think that lips and then eyeliner, they're like the 2 things that I need time and just slowly finesse everything. And I just think that if you think that your lips you have put on too much, just let it dry a bit and then take a bit, like, just slightly tap off the excess. And that's how I usually like blow off some of the excess. It looks weird, but it's not the best lip application I've ever have, but So this is the look. I just feel like this is a very stressful year, and it's autumn already. It's already October, and it's been 8 months since we have, not 8 months for me, but it's been 10 months of that, like human malware, and it's really stressful year. It's just full of stress, and you're just trying to catch a breath. You think that I thought I'll be like doing work, I'll be finding jobs, so it'll be like easy, that I would just crawl my way, and then I'll find a job. But turns out to be the most difficult year to like graduate, to find a job, and have like a healthy, balanced life. I hope you enjoy this fallish look. I do enjoy the look. I do enjoy how glossy my face is. And I do enjoy the time spending just to put on makeup, and then maybe chop this video very soon and just post it. And I just hope to buy like the pumpkin spice palette from Too Faced. I don't know why. I just want to buy some of the holiday collection that I just talked about. I just wish that I could buy some of the stuff. I hope that they come to Hong Kong really soon. Hope you liked the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.